All right, we're back here on Breakfast Television talking about enjoying the outdoor life. We just got into backcountry skiing. Dave Norona is back, and now we're getting into snowshoeing. I love the exercise. I love the idea of embracing the outdoors. Now take us through this. We want to go snowshoeing. What kind of snowshoes do we need to get? Okay, what I tell people when they first want to learn how to snowshoe, the best thing is to rent, because all the local mountains have snowshoes to rent, which makes it very easy. $5, $10, you're off and away. If you do want to buy a pair, what I always tell people is get the smallest snowshoes. Unless you're doing a lot of outdoor backpacking with a huge pack, the smallest snowshoe is the best. And the reason is because it's also the lightest, so it makes it a little bit easier when we're going through and we're out on the trails. And some people get these huge snowshoes. It just makes it, it's like wearing, you know, really heavy shoes. It makes it that much harder when you're out doing it. And these right here, these are the average size that we're dealing with? Right. These are the Atlas Run snowshoes. So even if you're going to walk, I like to promote the running ones because they are the smallest and they're lighter. And the reason is when the snow gets really deep and the snowshoe digs down into the snow, it's easier to lift out a lighter snowshoe. So most of the new types aren't going to sit in a powder day, aren't just going to float right on top. They're going to supply a footprint around your foot to make it easier to walk through the snow. So they work really well, but the lighter ones are the better, and the smaller ones are the better ones to have. Okay, so these two right here are definitely a great example of what we need in terms of foot gear. The clothing we actually wear is key, and this was surprising. We were talking earlier, the lighter the better. Right, and I tell people when they're going to go snowshoeing to dress like they're going to go for a winter run on the streets of Vancouver. And that is because when you're moving, you stay quite warm, and you want to layer and wear the proper gear. The most important is footwear. Now, the shoes I like have a Gore-Tex shoe, so water can't get into the shoe. Now, if you just wore a normal sock, your feet would get cold. So the secret to snowshoeing is not a gaiter, but a sealskin sock. Believe it or not, this is a waterproof, breathable sock. So water does not get into it. So snow doesn't cool your feet. So with this in this shoe, your feet are bomber and will be bomber for hours on end of snowshoeing. Of course, when you get back to your car is when you can change, or into the lodge is when you can change into your warmer gear. And when we're talking about layering, we're talking about like a base layer like this that is polypropylene, and it's really light, but it actually it's surprisingly how much warmth it adds. And then what we do is we put on top of that just a lightweight jacket like this. And what it does is it prevents the wind from hitting us, which makes us cold. Same thing from tights here. We've got a tight with a a windproof layer on top, but out the back it's just a normal tight, and so it lets the sweat get away from you there. And then when we're finished snowshoeing, we get back to the lodge, we want hot chocolate, or we get to the top of a mountain, we carry a jacket like this in our backpack. It's really light. This one's not down, it's Primaloft, and so its pack's really small. We pull it out, put it on, and we instantly stay warm. So that's when the heavy one comes on. We only have a couple seconds left. I want to talk about a lot of snowshoeing racing going on. Yeti.ca is a great website to find out about it. And what's involved? Well, the Yeti.ca is a race series, and now we're going to have one at Seymour. The next one is January 31st on Mount Seymour, and then we have one on Grouse and Cypress. We just finished the one over Mount Washington this weekend. Gorgeous day. It was plus 12. I do the announcing. I'm out in a T-shirt and shorts. You're getting the crowd going. I'm trying to get the crowd going and watching all these amazing athletes fly through. You can do a 5K power walk and a 10K run. And it's open for anyone to join? Anyone. The more, the merrier. And you don't need to be a fit athlete to do it. We want people to come out and just have fun with other like-minded people up in the mountains. I love it. Yeti.ca is the website to find out about the snowshoe racing. NoronaLife.com is the website to find out all about Dave Norona. Thanks, my man. You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Here's news.